The 2019 NBA season has given us basically so much to talk about, as there are so many storylines going on across the NBA, the numerous various teams. But the one storyline that I want to talk about is who is the MVP and why this MVP race is so historic. I think a lot of people are forgetting how historic this race is and how it is going to determine how the NBA is going to shape up going forward. But before we go into this video, make sure you hit that like button down below so I can keep making fire content just like this, and hit the comment section and let me know your opinions on the MVP race and what you think about it, because there are a lot of mixed opinions on who's gonna win in the certain situations. So just let me know your opinions down below in the comment section, and if you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to be notified after each and every single video that I post. But now that I'm done with those plugs, let's get back to this MVP race. This MVP race has been categorized by a few players, but the main players in particular have been LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Luka Doncic, and James Harden. James Harden, Luka, LeBron, and Giannis are all having historic seasons, and the storyline for all of these guys is amazing. I mean, they all have all the check boxes down, which basically means that we have 4 candidates that could legitimately win the MVP award. I mean, it's been so long since we've been at this point. I mean, how many times have we seen a 2-man race for the MVP? I mean, a few years you may see a 3rd candidate here or there, but now we have 4. And I'm going to talk about each and every single one of them and why it's historic for each and every one of them if they won this MVP award. Let's start off with James Harden. James Harden right now is averaging nearly 38 points per game, 6 rebounds and 8 assists on 43% field goal shooting, 34% from 3, and around 86 to 87% from the free throw line. I mean, this year the Houston Rockets were predicted to be a team that was going to be pretty competitive, but let's be honest here, we kind of put a lot of limitations on how great they could be this season, because James Harden and Russell Westbrook, most people just didn't see that working out. But as of now, they are 12-6, they are 4th in the Western Conference, and they are 3rd in offensive rating. So yeah, all the doubts and things that we had about this team working out with these 2 specific players, it looks like it's working out pretty well right now. So when it comes to James Harden's MVP case, he has the story about the Rockets being basically slept on coming into the season because a lot of people doubted him and Russ coexisting together. He has the numbers because he was averaging damn near 40 at a point in time during the season, and I think he can average around 35 points, which is just ridiculous that I'm putting those kind of standards for a guy like James Harden, but that's the amount of respect that he has earned from me, because I expect this kind of greatness on a year in, year out basis from a guy like James Harden. And also he has the winning down because they are a winning team. So James Harden's MVP case, he basically checks all the boxes, and if he won right now, I wouldn't be mad. But now let's move on to another candidate, and that's Luka Doncic. Because Luka Doncic, man, I made a video about it, and so many people were telling me, oh, you're jumping the gun, Luka's not going to be that great for the whole season. Well, as of now, Luka still maintained those numbers, and some of those numbers have jumped, because as of now, he's averaging 30 points, basically 10 assists and 10 rebounds. Yes, a 30-point triple-double damn near, on 48% shooting from the field, around 33% from 3, and 82% from the free throw line. And what's crazier is that the Dallas Mavericks, they're 11-6. They're 5th in the Western Conference, and I believe that at the pace that they're going to make the playoffs. And if they make the playoffs as a 5th or 4th seed, he will definitely be a top 5 voter in the MVP conversation. Because when you think about it, Luka Doncic has everything. I just went over the numbers. I said if they keep winning, he's going to be in that conversation. But the storyline, I mean, this storyline is crazy. And when you look at the fact that Luka Doncic is the young guy that everybody's hyping up, he came into the league as one of the top picks. He was traded for Trae Young. I mean, it's very crazy how all this stuff is going to be added on to Luka Doncic's legacy if he were to win this MVP award in his 2nd season. Yes, I know, it's so crazy to see a player do what Luka Doncic is doing at his age. I mean, this is a guy that's going out there averaging a 30-point triple-double, carrying the Dallas Mavericks, because let's be honest, outside of KP, there's nobody on that team that anybody can make an argument is a star. And even when you look at KP, KP's kind of been struggling because he is recovering from that ACL injury that he suffered 2 years ago. So I definitely think that on that team, he's doing a lot. He's carrying the load. He has the story of being the young guy and having to carry a roster to the playoffs. I mean, he has everything checked down, and I definitely will love to see Luka Doncic carrying that MVP award. But there are two more other candidates that I believe that a lot of people would pick over Luka, and the first one is LeBron James. LeBron James, we all know the story for him. Last year, not making the playoffs with the Los Angeles Lakers, and a lot of people were questioning LeBron's impact in the NBA. Because LeBron James, even with minimal talent on his teams, he's been able to do more with less. But now that he's in the Western Conference, people questioned, you can't do a lot of the things that you used to do in the East because this is a different animal, and maybe you're just not that guy that we used to know. And LeBron James, we're seeing him on Instagram, we're seeing him on Twitter during the summer, keep tweeting, oh, revenge season is coming, hashtag washed king, hashtag strive for greatness, kid from Akron. We all know all the hashtags that LeBron uses on Twitter and Instagram, but this year it was about put up or shut up. You have Anthony Davis, you have a squad. Even though Frank Vogel isn't the perfect coach, he's not a horrible one. So LeBron, the ball is in your court. And what is he doing this season? He's leading the Los Angeles Lakers to the best record in the NBA while putting up astonishing numbers at his age. I mean, think about it. This is a guy that is in his 17th season, averaging 26 points, 11 assists. He leads the league in assists, by the way, 7 rebounds, a steal, while shooting 50% from the field, 35% from 3. And though his free throw percentage isn't very good, let's be honest, you take the good with the bad when it comes to LeBron, and at the moment, they're so good that it really doesn't matter. This is a guy that heard all the criticism. You can tell he wants to play on both ends of the court because defensively he's showing a lot of effort, and he checks all the boxes just like everybody else. The story of proving that he's not washed and that he can still compete in the NBA at an elite level in his 17th season. He has the numbers, obviously. I mean, he's leading the league in assists. He's playing a new position at the point guard. I mean, he's doing everything that you want from an MVP candidate. But who's the other candidate? There's Giannis Antetokounmpo, because outside of LeBron, I believe that the number one candidate right now is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Not because I love him so much, but because Giannis is playing incredible right now. He is averaging 31 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, while shooting 56% from the field. And though his 3-point percentage or his free throw percentage, they're not very good whatsoever, but similar to LeBron, he's winning games and his numbers are still very impressive. They're MVP caliber, they're better than last year, and honestly, I don't know how Giannis keeps managing to do this. Literally every year, he manages to get better year after year after year in all aspects. All years of his career, his points have gone up, his rebounds have gone up, and as of now, he's averaging a career high in assists. It's really crazy how amazing this guy is on a year-to-year basis and how he improves his game. And even though his 3-point percentage isn't very impressive on face value, he's attempting 5 threes a game, or at least damn near that amount because I'm estimating. But when you consider the fact that he's taking so many threes, that shows that he has confidence in himself and his 3-point ability, which for some players, that's really all they need. Like Ben Simmons, if he just had confidence in his jumper, I'm not saying he'd be shooting league average or anything like that, but he'd definitely be better and be helping that Philadelphia 76ers team. But that's a topic for another discussion. I'm definitely going to make a video on that. But back to the topic at hand, Giannis, all the checkboxes are there for him, and he is doing something very historic. I mean, to put up 30, 14, and 6 on 56% field goal shooting, that is impressive no matter what you have to say. And the Milwaukee Bucks, I forgot to even mention, they're winning too. They have the second best record in the league. They're 15-3. They're number 1 in the Eastern Conference, and right now, they look unstoppable. Losing Malcolm Brogdon and some of the other players that they lost, it really hasn't affected them too much because as of now, they're still winning. And Giannis is definitely leading that charge and is number 1 in the MVP race to me. But how this whole race is historic for the NBA, I mean, think about it. You have the past, the present, and the future. You have LeBron James from the past, still trying to make a claim at his throne and still trying to prove that he is still the best player in the NBA. And then you have the present with a guy like James Harden trying to make claim that it is his time to win a championship, that he is trying to win a second MVP and prove that it is not over for the Houston Rockets after all the controversy that happened in the offseason following their devastating loss against the Golden State Warriors in the postseason. But then you got guys like Giannis and Luka that are giving us glimpses of how the NBA is going to be moving forward, because it is very obvious, at least in my eyes, that guys like Giannis, Luka, Trae Young, they're going to be the faces of the NBA going forward in the 2020s, and I could not be more happier to get to that point. But in conclusion, y'all, shout out to all of these players because they're all balling, and if any of them win the MVP race, I know that all of them are going to be worthy of it because they're having remarkable seasons, and this marks a new beginning for the NBA. Because think about it, man, it's only a matter of time before a guy like Trae Young puts himself in the MVP conversation, and guys like Harden and LeBron, Russ, they all start falling off, and we get a whole new generation of NBA basketball. And like I said earlier, I'm excited and I cannot wait for that time to come. But you guys in the comment section, let me know your opinions down below about this MVP race. Drop a like. Do not forget to drop a like so I can keep making fire content just like this video. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to be notified. It's your boy Young Mustard signing out. Peace.